What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Way Up Trading. Once again, amazing week. Love seeing the changes and the motion upward and what's happening with the group, as well as what we've been able to catch on the SPY, as well as several other plays. Gonna go over some great plays that I see potential in going forward for the next couple of days, but I want to do this a little bit different, and I'm going to want a little feedback and help from you. And I want you to actually put in the comment section what you think and what you would like to see reviewed here on the channel. My goal is to make sure I am fulfilling whatever needs are out there in the community, and I'd like to hear from you. You can type in the top tickers you want to see reviewed. I'll try to do my best to review the top 5 tickers that show up and give an outlook on what they look like for the coming days and hopefully into the next few weeks in order for you to get the best opportunity to play the chart. Right now I'm going to go over a few that seem to be making some sense to me. There's a lot of opportunity out here right now, and we just want to make sure that everyone is prepared to play the charts the way they're supposed to be played and make the best while the opportunity is still hot. Overall, it's been a crazy day in the markets today after we got some key fundamental data that came out on the overall economy. The market wasn't really sure exactly how to move throughout the morning hours, but it figured it out real quick after we have a double bottom on the SPY, and then it rocketed all the way up to touch the mark that we actually called out this morning. Give it a round of applause. 442 on the nose was hit before being completely blown down the hell and actually put back into the 438 level. Unbelievable move, but we did catch a lot of it. Got a little faked out, but a lot of the team members were able to actually benefit off of that move, bringing in some cases over 1,000% turn on investment. Unbelievable. Then we had BBIG. BBIG did some huge unspeakable things, and we were just talking about this stock not too long ago, it going into a spring region, and not myself being able to capitalize on it, unfortunately, but a good friend of mine was able to actually make some great gain just on entering the play at the right time, and things went haywire. So gonna be going over a couple of those things. BBIG, want to take a look at it to see if there's any opportunity going forward. We already know Rivian has done some amazing things in the last couple of days, but it continued on today after striking our level at $23, which was called back several days ago. I mean, everything was running. You had Carvana not finally getting to the $30 level I've been calling out for weeks now. Rivian knocking out of the park. Nikola, a 10% plus day. Baba went insane. Another one we actually did a little bit of research on, but dropped the ball trying to juggle too many of them at the same time. All good, but just beautiful plays left and right happening around us, and these are things that we've been actually focused on and waiting for quite some time, and we're here now. So I want to say congratulations to all the retail investors paying attention, learning the markets, learning how to navigate this thing in order to catch this opportunity. I know a lot of people have still been bearish on exactly how the market's been playing out, but you're the real MVPs, but learning this thing, navigating it, and making the best out of it, making your outcome income for the 2023 year. So give yourself a round of applause on that. All right, I mean, everything was designed to break us, but we're capitalizing on. We held through one of the roughest, toughest bear markets I think ever. Not saying it's over. We got to be paying attention to that. The macroeconomics, we're not completely out of the woods yet, but we held through what was supposed to be able to break us and take our hard-earned money out of our pocket and be able to capitalize on it, riding the waves, learning the game, improving, building, and changing the tide for ourselves and our future. That I can say I'm truly proud of, seeing the changes over the last couple of months. Without further ado, we're going to go and get to the video, take a look at some of these great key particular stocks that I think are going to do some really nice things going forward in the next couple of days to week. We're going to do all of that and more right after this.
Show me the money.
All right, I want to get started with the first one here, man. I mean, this one was a huge play. I mean, an 80% run in one day. I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, I know Mullen actually did some really crazy numbers over the past couple of days. That was all well and good, but a 1 day 80% shot, that says a lot. Now, this is none other than BBIG. BBIG, I feel like, I don't know if you caught the live stream earlier, I do live streams throughout the day, here and there early in the morning, and we also try to come back for the power hour session as well. So do check those out. What I was speaking about a little earlier today was how quiet BBIG had gotten, and it wasn't in the forefront as it was. I noticed anyway. I hadn't heard much about it in quite a little while, and I noticed that it just kind of died off. The hype died off, the noise died off, and it seemed to have hit a low point. Dropped all the way down under a spring level that I have been calling out, and I spoke to a good friend of mine here, one of the Way Up trading group members, that we had a last point of support located somewhere around the 141 mark. That actually wound up breaking. I said specifically that we don't have any other support I can find anywhere underneath there, which would most likely make it a spring level. Boy, did it ever spring. He kept buying. It looks like he had a spring zone, a spring test, and I mean, it just went haywire. It started to cover off of the news that took place today with the SPY, with the broader market, and that's pretty much all she wrote. I mean, the 80% day is not a small feat at all. Congratulations if you caught the move. I mean, I don't really have much to say besides this thing is not done going. I can see it upside to about 225 to 250. As long as the rest of the market can actually hold up, these plays are still in bullish territory. So, salute if you caught BBIG. 225 is my next target. Hold above 202, which is a high possibility of hitting on Monday, being that the volume indicators are showing that there's still plenty of upside in the weekly chart. 225 easy, 252 second target if this thing can go. So if you caught that, you're going to be well over 100% by the time this thing goes. I'm not saying you're going to run right through, but daily targets are looking amazing. I have a lot of sellers sitting here at about the $10 mark. Incredible. It's not too late. If we can start to see upside and hold above 245, 225, 245, look out. This thing is going to continue up to $10. No doubt in my mind. Congratulations if you went long or picked up your shares. If you're holding at the top, I did have a couple people that are still down like 80-90% in their positions because they've been holding since way back when. Hopefully you're able to average down, or hopefully you can hold on long enough, or hopefully you're playing different strategies like the wheel strategy in order to get your covered calls in. Great opportunity to make some money on that and kind of refill your position. Be careful with it. Instead of getting calls, your shares hold away. But opportunities here right at this moment. So if you leave the average down, or find different ways to make income, play the charts, find different ways to make income, and re-enter in. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. However, entering into your plays here and actually in order to average down is not a bad idea, especially when we're going into bullish territory, just by paying attention to what's happening on the weekly time frames, the daily time frame is that. So congratulations if you're able to catch the bottom, or came back in, and whatever have you, played calls. You're gonna be all right. All right, I got the SPY pulled up just to review that unbelievable move that took place today on the SPY. Crazy move. Ended up with a huge squeeze-like scenario and ended up with a blow-off top, bringing us all the way back down to where we started. So the daily candle looks terrible. However, the move was amazing on two ends. If you were able to catch this play, congratulations. You probably were able to catch it on two sides. Two opportunities to make some huge gains. So just going to go over it real quick. I mean, it's as basic as it gets. You can see that after we got that volatility in the morning, roughly in pre-market at about 8:30, off of the information on the jobs reports, things started getting a little haywire, but the market, I actually wasn't really even sure how to take it. It looked more neutral to me. However, the market loved the way things played out. Eventually it did drop down. It caught a little support here at roughly about our level here at about 438.87. It started to make its way up. We had a 5-minute 921 EMA cross above one of our major levels here, which is at 439.38. Happens to be one of the smooth moving average higher time frames. We caught that move. This is where we wound up entering for 442, because the way it was looking very strong to begin with. 442 0 DTE call. Got shaken out. The team members actually stayed in the play. I mean, they went balls to the wall. However, I mean, they stuck with it, maybe even in some cases added on or waited for further confirmation. However, this one wound up coming down. The 921 cross played out, got above the 200 moving average, which is this red line. I actually have opened the VWAP, which is volume weighted average price. You can see here that this was a rejection above, once it actually stretched above the VWAP area, shot back down, and then stretched over into another out of bounds area, which was then shot back up immediately. We never got a 921 cross here to the downside. Came very close to doing so because it found support, challenged up with positive volume to move it back up. Now it got past a certain level, again above and beyond the VWAP price, so it was sold off, but again, it never broke back below the 9 EMA. Got a little bit of a wick above the 200 moving average slightly, brought back up above the 9 EMA, continued to go this way. A second wick here above was rejected here at the smooth moving average, and then it came back down, kept the 9 EMA, as well as the support level that we had at 393 at 439.93. And then from there, once it broke the smooth moving average fully on the 5-minute time frame, gray thicker line, lights out. This thing went on a moon mission, rocket ride, all the way up to 442, which is exactly the number we had called out. It broke all our levels at 442.28, sliced through our levels at 442.12, 441.82, and was just continuing on, roughly tapping out at about 442.64, before coming back down as a blow-off, complete blow-off, all the way back down to 438.70, 438.55 actually was a closing price. $5 swing on either side. Incredible day for bears and bulls, whoever caught both sides of this move, because this was incredible. I mean, this doesn't get any better than that. I mean, the momentum was there, the chart was there. I mean, we came out of a crazy spot after that huge sell-off we had on the SPY over the past couple days. We've been discussing in the group that we've been in this descending broadening wedge setup, which basically played out pretty much perfectly. I mean, we had this entire move choreographed. I mean, it was insane to have it. We dropped out briefly of the descending broadening wedge on that major knife that we took on yesterday's price action, but then regained it today. At the end of the day, held into it and bounced off a couple different areas before rocketing up and literally being stopped out right before breaking the top of the wedge, falling all the way out of it into the close and bouncing off of it again. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. I mean, this was one of my favorite patterns. Plays out several times on a lot of different tickers throughout the bear market rallies and all the things that we've seen. Also on the weeklies and daily charts on several bigger tickers. I mean, the track record of this particular pattern is uncanny. So that's one I look for constantly. If I see these types of fake out moves, I'm always paying attention to see if I can find some sort of a descending broadening wedge, because I know the success of this particular pattern, and I've seen it time and time again, and it was no different. It was a matter of time, and we did get that bounce right off of the details of what happened this morning. I mean, it was beautiful to catch it, beautiful to see it in action, beautiful to see it play out, and these are the type of things we try to make sure we keep an eye on in the group. We talk about these things consistently. We try to focus on different opportunities that are based around technical analysis, momentum trading, patterns, charting, you name it. And this is the concept. Seeing opportunities, making sure that we're watching for them, catching them, putting them into action. And today was no different. I mean, if you caught this play, you made hundreds of percent without much effort. Yes, there were fake outs. This is part of the game. We understand how to manage our risk. However, if you stayed true to the technical analysis and were able to stomach the volatility, you walked away with a bag. Congratulations. Congratulations. So that's what the SPY looked like today. I think in terms of the SPY, I don't think the move is completely out of the woodwork yet. Until we completely drop out of this descending broadening wedge setup, I believe the SPY is still in bullish territory, and there are still bears holding on to. Now, I don't like the daily candle print here. The daily candle print was pretty bad. It looks more like a shooting star to me. So we'll see how market responds to it going into Monday. I mean, it's kind of a toss up. We're gonna get rid of this, but you can see there was a lot of liquidity or sellers just waiting in this area for it to hit 443. 443 has been a really, really tough one to break, and also it has been a really, really tough one historically, going back into the SPY ever since its all-time highs, and just been a place that we bounced around consistently. So being up there multiple times is just basically saying that it wants to be rejected. You could probably look at this as a potential double top or head and shoulders. We actually now have closed underneath the 9 EMA on the daily time frame, which is a bearish indicator. We also have high sell volume above the signal line or median line here, which basically says that bearish continuation can ensue, possibly somewhere down to 435, not off the table, but we'll see. I mean, I'm watching the pattern. However, I'm also watching volume as well as the closing candles. Right now we're in bearish territory. You can see where the seller's waiting to knock this thing back down to earth, and I mean, they pretty much succeeded for the short term. So we're going to keep a lookout on this thing going forward for the next couple of days. I think we were in a very, very fickle location. We'll see if we can get some downside, maybe catch it. Overall, I still see potential upside on the SPY. I don't see this as over. I see this as a pullback and potential reaccumulation for some more shares. I have supports here down at 435. Like I mentioned before, you can see liquidity ready to buy up these shares here at 435. If that fails, then we're starting to go and most likely make our way down towards that 430 mark again. However, we're going to see how this thing plays out. We're in that wedge setup, that descending broadening wedge. We did get downside crosses on the 4 hour for 921. So most likely 435 is probably going to be the next move. We'll keep an eye out on this thing. All right, let's take a look at AMC. Might as well. It's the only stock that's not running. I mean, everything has been pretty much held back. I mean, AMC is pretty much not going to move until we start to see some news come from the court case. However, at the same token, APE is going to be the one to continue to correct itself. We were starting to get some form of bearish divergence that was showing up on APE, which is starting to resolve itself, in my opinion. And now the continuation can probably start to happen. It's going to be a slow trickle up toward the $2 mark, in my opinion. I have levels here, targets right now. We had a nice day, roughly about a 4% move on APE, slightly moving up a little bit today. And after hours at 0.54 after hours, sitting at 186. Upside targets, I have 193 on the 4-hour chart, as well as $2.08 if 193 holds. As long as AMC doesn't get nuked, the arbitrage is still in effect. Unfortunately for AMC holders, I'm sure you hold both. However, the AMC side of things, where the option chain is still attached, is still on the negative side until the arbitrage opportunity field. So we're going to continue to watch this thing. There's not really much to really talk about on this thing. I'm not really paying full attention to what's going on with the court case in general. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. However, the charts is really what I try to stick to and make sure I watch the charts. And right now it says that there is still a divergence that's still playing itself out, but bearishly on AMC, obviously because of the fact that we have not gotten the news. So there it is in shorts benefit to continue to push the price down, while APE continues to trickle up until they meet somewhere close to the middle, not exactly in the middle, or until the news is actually released, where you most likely get a flash down on APE and a run up on AMC. They do have different size floats. APE is nearly 50% larger than AMC's float due to the idea for dilution and things like that. However, there is still that gap of a potential arbitrage. So if APE is somewhere closer to $3, AMC can be closer to about $3.50. So it could be something of that sort close wise. We can also both run up if we get the catalyst. However, if we do start to see volatility start to come in leading into the idea for earnings, or into the idea for larger movies, or whatever the case might be, that could be potential catalyst. However, I don't really have much else to really talk about. We're going to continue to watch the charts as they come in. Atrocious volume on both tickers. Even though APE is climbing up, we had about 13 million in volume today. Total volume today, 13.38 million on APE. AMC, roughly about 15 million in volume, and nothing is really coming in. We are now starting to curl back over bearishly on the AMC chart, now falling back into the wedge setup. The red line here is starting to fall back in. We had been holding it for quite a period of time after that last run up to about the 460 mark, but we've been rejected and are now starting to come down and break into it. Most likely going to retest that slight uptrend that we had from the triple bottom setup that we've been talking about, with the partial uprise happening here. So $4.05 is back on the table, being that we did break $4.20, which was the last support that I was hoping to hold for. So we're looking for right now downside target of about $4.05. If that hits, if that breaks, it gets bad. But if it holds, you can see a potential bounce out, possibly leading to earnings. I'm not exactly sure when the earnings call is going to be, but we can expect this sometime in August. That may generate a little bit of interest in the stock and potentially pull it up, being that I do expect this stock to start to pull in some more interest, being that the simple fact that we may be having a positive quarter going forward, based upon a lot of different factors with additional revenue streams, as well as higher ticket movie sales and things like that. So I'm going to keep a lookout on this. I'm going to constantly watch it, constantly stay updated on it. For right now, the chart is what the chart is. We're going to most likely come down. 404 is my next target, followed by 388 if 404 breaks. We'll keep an eye on that going forward. Did I talk about Rivian already? Yeah, Rivian is going to go to $27. I'm already convinced. $27 Rivian. Congratulations if you caught Rivian. Beautiful play. Loving the shares on it right now. Loving the fact that we caught the bottom on this thing. Nothing to talk about there. I do see $27 for a possible retrace. If it can break and hold $27.42, I have my next target at a flat $30. Easy. Plenty of room still to go on Rivian. It broke through some very key resistances. I can't talk bad about this for 1 second. On increasing volume, $30.06 will be the area I'll be paying attention to, being that we are now crossed over the daily 200 EMA to 200 SMAs. Also crossed over, got a 1348 cross on the 2-day chart. Incredible. Also a 921 cross on the 3-day chart. So this is looking like it's going to continue to go. Bullish indicators all over the place. Volume is increasing to the upside move. 5-day chart, 921 cross to the upside. Yeah, I mean, this can go on. We're right now bumping our heads at the 48 EMA on the 5-day chart, which is right now holding it back slightly. and it is right at the same area roughly on the weekly chart. So it's just starting to flip to the bullish situation on the weekly. $30 is highly likely on the stock. $27 we're going to watch for as the next level to be of resistance, but highly likely $30 is coming. Congratulations if you caught it. That's 100% if you were paying attention and were able to buy your shares back at that time. Do keep a look at our Rivian. Pay attention to what's going on in the markets there. Congrats. BBBY. Woo! Alright, pretty much that wraps up the video for today. We're going to stop it there. If you do like content like this, please hit the like button, subscribe. Join us on the way up. We're going to be each and every day growing our portfolios together and making the outcome income. 23. Like, comment, subscribe. Consider joining the Way Up Trading Group. We'd love to have you. A lot of great traders in there. A lot of great opportunities get thrown out. We're making money consistently. People making hundreds of percent on plays. You name it. We're catching them, throwing them out there, putting profits in pockets, and making those days just a little bit brighter, making the outcome income. Catch you on the next video. Hit the like, subscribe, leave any comments and questions in the boxes below. Catch you next time. Peace.